Thanks for tuning in, guys, to my interview with Scott Connor. It's going to be really exciting, and you're going to learn a lot, I promise. I wanted to throw in a quick channel update. If you didn't already realize, I've split my channel into three. I have a gaming channel and a podcast channel. This channel you're watching now will remain dedicated to neckties, fashion, and product reviews, while the other two channels will be dedicated to that respective content. So if you like my gaming videos, you like the podcast, please check those out and subscribe. Otherwise, stay here. You can always comment on any video, and I'll get it reply. So thanks a lot for subscribing to me and watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Make sure to check out the description below this video for timestamps on what we're talking about in the interview to kind of jump around. And make sure to read about the giveaway. Scott and me are teaming up to give away a black label tie, which is a $250 value, to one lucky viewer. So tune in for that. And I'll always remember 33% off at sterlingscott.com if you use my promo code AGREEORDIE. So enjoy the interview. Yes. Well, why don't you start by telling us about your history?
Of me personally?
You personally.
Oh, you know why hey kids there in YouTube land, you know why he's asking? He didn't watch any of my videos. Has no clue who I am.
I've seen a few, but they might not have.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I've been in show business a long time, over 30 years, on and off, in front and behind the camera. And I guess my claim to fame is I'm a talk show host, and that's why I'm so shy on camera. But no, I'm a talk show host. I'm a former talk show host from CBS. We had a late night show on CBS. I followed Ferguson, so it was Letterman, Ferguson, and me, and I did pretty damn well. And prior to that, I became a radio talk show host. And every time I go on the air, I'm not bragging, just because I'm like a train. I'm sorry, I'm like a car wreck littered with porn. That's what I am on tech, because you're not supposed to look, but you can't help it. You're going, oh, I can't help it, and people are honking, then they're looking at I can't. That's what I am on camera and on the air. So that's why my ratings are good. I'm not a good-looking man. That's why Sterling Scott has definitely changed my dating life. These things are, and I'm sure you can testify to it. These things they're amazing. We'll get to that. And then I'm also a licensed massage therapist. I still currently hold the license. I had a private practice for 6 years because in the midst, before the talk show host stuff, I was in film, and I just said, and we're on YouTube, so I can say it. I said, fuck it, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm pulling my hair out. I'm going to do something different. And I love the healing arts, and I became, the first year I was out, I became the #1 rated male massage therapist in the state of New Mexico.
How's that for your dating life?
You know what? That's funny. Yeah. I see. That's so funny because, real quick, my patients, when I'm a therapist, didn't know the entertainer. And if you're talking, the therapist is nothing like the guy sitting right here. They're literally Jekyll and Hyde. And so, the answer to that question is none, because I took it very seriously. I still do if I ever work on someone. It freaks people out. They know me as the entertainer because they're like, why is he talking? He's actually nice. He's caring about my feelings. It's like, and there's absolutely nothing sexual about it, because I always felt it was an honor and a privilege, and that someone would trust me to disrobe and allow me to fix them. And it's very personable, but there's nothing coming from me. It's all absorbed in me. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So those of you who have a healing massage therapist, I'm sure you guys will understand. Not the fluff and buff guys down there at Massage Envy for $15. Rent a porn, then you can massage Envy yourself. That's what you could do for $15. But if you're gonna get a massage for $75, $100, $150 an hour, then you're getting some affection with what they're doing. So anyways, that, and there's a whole host of things. You can Google me, and a comedian.
Google him.
Yeah. Sorry.
Google him
Google
up.
me, bitch.
Google him. He's real. He's a real deal. He's not just some guy who started a company. This guy's been in entertainment for a long time.
Yeah.
Been around, seen it all.
I actually, there's some stuff, man. There are some stuff. So,
Okay, well then tell me the interesting story of how you decided to go, you know what? I'm going to launch a neckwear line that's like nothing that anybody's seen before.
Well, um, if anyone knows me, or if they're bored enough to actually watch any of my stuff, they'll know I'm rather unique. And so, and I've always been fashionable. I remember as a teen, and I wasn't joking about the trailer. I grew up in trailer parks, so a long way from a trailer to a house on the beach in Malibu. But um, a lot of rocky roads there. But anyway, I used to look at GQ, and I used to just I want to say fantasize like in a weird way. I wanted that sharply dressed men, just that an air of confidence. And so throughout my life, and especially in the last decade or so, I've decided, it takes as much effort to put on a T-shirt as it does a button down. And if you're purchasing a button down that's made out of something other than the garbs at the box store, a nice blend, or then it feels just as comfortable, if not more, than a T-shirt. And when you dress sharply, it just this air of confidence, both you exude it, and it's literally ricocheted back to you by the people around you. It's just automatic respect, and it truly is. They say, the clothes make the man. Kind of does, because it opens doors. So fashion's always been a thing. That long story to tell you this. Fashion's always been that thing for me. But the story on Sterling Scott. 2 years ago, just under 2 years ago, I was running out to a red carpet event that I was going to. And I was running out here at the beach house. And there was a strip of fabric here. I should have brought it out. There's a strip of fabric here. It was this royal blue with an embroidery on it. It was gorgeous. It was about, 5.5 feet long and 5 inches wide or so. And I looked at that, and I just and I thought, where did that come? I have no clue where this thing came from. So, and then I had a date like the night before, and I was like, well, I don't think she brought it, because nobody tied anybody up and nobody used a safety word, so I don't know where this silly thing came from, right? But it's gorgeous. So I thought, wouldn't it be an interesting tie? Because I'm always, if you ever listen to me, I'm always what if, And so I took this the strip of fabric, and I folded in the tethered edges, made a regular Windsor. I think you're the tie knot guy, like my dad showed me. I tucked it in my vest, and I went to the carpet. So I'm on the carpet. I've been doing this for quite some time. So the photographer's taking you get to know them. So we get to plan, and we love your tie, Scott. That's great. Now I'll talking about my tie, and I being a smart ass that I am, I said, yeah, it's handmade. It's just a strip of fabric. So I came home, and the next day I thought, this is so gorgeous. And I said, I have a sewing machine that was a baby lock that I've been carrying around since 1992. I know this because I had the receipt from 1992 in the box. So I pulled this thing out because I've used it 4 times since 1992. And I taught myself how to play harmonica. I've taught myself how to play piano. I've taught myself how to do all these other things. I can teach myself how to do a tie. So I went and got my Donald Trump, and I cut the thing in half to look at how do they make these things. So I went down to Joann's Fabrics, forgive me, and I got some fabrics, and I brought them back. Not that Joann's doesn't have some good fabrics, but and then I taught myself how to sew this tie, and it was nothing like what you see now. They've gone through many metamorphoses, and of course Facebook, and then all of a sudden I started getting comments like, wow, that's an amazing tie. Where can we buy one? I'm scratching my head going, you want to buy one of these? Okay, I guess I can make one for you. 2 turned into 4, 4 turned into 10, 10 turned into 20, and then, now I'm feeling going, well, the quality's not where it needs to be, and I'm teaching myself how to sew. And I literally, guys, at my stage in life, taught myself how to sew. Nobody's ever taught me, had no sewing lessons. And so, it's trial and error. So I got to a point where we are today, where it's becoming a thing. So that's the genesis of a Sterling Scott tie. Now let's fast forward it now. So the demand has been there, and so with e-commerce, and there's been a few brick and mortars that have done very well, and it's something new, and it's always my thing. I don't want the next pet rock. I mean, it'd be nice for me to have the next pet rock, but I'm about you. I'm about giving. If I can when I had my TV show, my radio show, any of the films I've worked on where I've had some authority, I've always said to my cast and crew, my only job is to make you richer. I make you richer spiritually, financially, and joyfully. That's it. If I can make you, see, you're smiling right now. If
spiritually,
I can make you richer by doing those three things, my life will just explode. So I take that same film and television entertainment thing that I've been saying for years and meaning and producing into the Sterling Scott tie. The tie, the quality, and as you know, when I looked at the other ties, Donald Trump, and I had one from Saks, and when I looked at these ties, they're even in the $150 range. They're all ties, and a tie is a tie. And I know that they're having these things basically I'm not saying those places. I got to cover myself, but the majority of ties that you get are being mass manufactured somewhere in Malaysia by a 12-year-old being paid 25 cents an hour, and they're using nice materials. And if that kid doesn't make his quota, he's going to get his ass whooped with a stick and chained to a fucking desk. And let's just be honest, okay? And that's why when you go to the brick and mortar store, that's why you're getting your tie for $9 a tie, okay? I'm sorry, that's for the cheaper ones, and then the more expensive ones. But what I'm getting at is they're pretty much all stitched the same. So me being, other than the pretty guy you see here, I'm actually a redneck from the Southwest, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. And so my construction background is I always over construct, so it will last. I built a cabin, and my neighbor wanted to bring the nail gun, and I said, no, we're using screws. The whole thing I built with screws because those aren't coming loose. Nails will eventually wiggle out. It's just that it took us an extra week and a half to do it because everyone had to be screwed in as a nail gun. But the construction's there. And with the Sterling Scott tie, as you have probably read on the site or listened to Alex, is that every seam on a Sterling Scott tie is a double opposite zigzag stitch. And that's a term that I came up with. It's exactly what it means. If you take a regular tie and you look at the stitching on the inside, I have yet to find one that uses other than a single stitch. They might use a crossover stitch, but it's still two pieces of thread doing this. It's just two. But typically it's a single, like a Morse code, pop, 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 pop. And I got to looking at that, and I'm thinking, with the cheaper fabrics, it can tear. With the finer fabrics, it can tear easily. And people know that. You get a nice tie, it starts to come apart a little bit at the seams because it's like a knife slicing through. As we're a Sterling Scott tie, every seam we zigzag stitch all the seams, and then we flip it over, and we go over it a second time. I did this for two reasons. One, I think it was the only setting on the machine I knew, but it worked out, right? But I did this for a couple reasons. One, the zigzag covers a larger circumference of the material. Therefore, it's less likely to tear, right?
Distributes the pressure.
Yep. And when you're yanking it off, you're tying it around, you're yanking it off, you're putting it in, you're tying someone up and using a safety, whatever you're doing with your tie. I don't know. But a Sterling Scott tie that's my redneck. It ain't coming apart, right? So, and then I thought, well, what happens if a string did come loose? Things happen. So I thought, well, why aren't we doing it twice? So if something does come loose, it's not going to come apart. And if we do it in the same direction, that'd be kind of silly. So if we do it in the opposite direction on the opposite side of the tie, now we've got more circumference covered. So in a Sterling Scott tie, every seam technically has 4 threads in a zigzag, right? And then the byproduct of that, the oh my gosh, the things that kind of work out, I call them creative mistakes. As you know, When you feel the Sterling Scott tie, it actually creates an A-frame in the fabric, which holds it like this, or holds it in this position. I wish I could take credit for that, but it's a happy mistake, and Sterling Scott does it. So when you feel it, you can feel that. It's pretty amazing. And what's really going on in those seams is a Sterling Scott. And I'll get to the inside. We don't use an interfacing. I'll get to that in a second. But each Sterling Scott tie basically has 3 pieces of material, and when you fold that over, it makes 6. So on the edges, you have 6 pieces of material on a 3 material tie, which keeps it light. That's stitched together with 4 pieces of thread. That's the construction that we have on this. And then I'll go on, but I need to take a break, take some water.
Let's talk a little bit about experiences. And I'll share some of mine in this case, because
Please.
our lives are very different, right? You go to red carpet events. I don't do that very often. I'm a marketer. I go to conferences, with business people. I work in a cubicle farm. It's a lot of people that, kind of business casual. They like to wear button-up shirts, but people usually don't wear ties. I kind of made a thing out of ties, so I wear ties all the time, even though I don't have to. I choose to because, as you said, people recognize that. They see that you put more effort in how you want to present yourself, and that goes a long way. It isn't like, you're better or you're wealthier. It's just you put more effort into this.
Yep.
And that's something people recognize, So in this case, this is super unique where I'm from, where I'm around. This is not like...
You mean a tie, a Sterling Scott, or you mean wearing a tie?
No, Sterling Scott.
Well, yeah, it's unique to the world.
It is, but I mean, I was thinking like in your life, people are on the red carpet. They kind of want to dress flamboyantly. Mm-hmm. They want to be peacocks on the red carpet.
Remind me to talk about that in a second. Go on.
I will. In my world, people don't want to be peacocks. They want to just be business casual and glide on through. So when I come in with one of these, they're like, "What is going on right there?" And I in my doing all these knots that I'm in pioneering, I would say, people are like, "What's that Eldridge? What's that Trinity?" I get some heat. People are like, "That's stupid. That's a dumb looking thing. That that it looks like you don't know how to tie a knot." I get that a lot. Like, you don't know how to tie it. You can't even tie a Windsor. I get that. It doesn't affect me because it's like, look, buddy.
They're just they're hating on you.
They're the minority for sure. Most people, first thing they ask, "How do you do that? Teach me how to do that." I'm like, "Well, I got a video for you." But in this case, I've got almost no negative stuff. People say, "Well, that's a little weird," but no one ever looks at it and hates it. They look at it and they're interested. And most people are like, "That's really cool. Where did you get it? Tell me about it." And I always get the question, "Is that an ascot?" Because people don't know what an ascot actually is.
They don't. They don't
have no idea. Yeah. They think this is an ascot, but I got to tell them it's not. But it's a hybrid.
Yep, that's what it is. It's literally a new category.
Yeah, it's a very cool, and at conferences it's a very big hit because at conferences it's more of a party atmosphere. Mm-hmm. It's about as party as I get in my professional life, and people do usually dress up for that, especially the sales guys that want to dress to impress. Right. And they see this, they're like, "That's a really cool, that's a cool." It was a big hit at the conference I was at recently.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, touchdown! Woo!
Although I didn't, I guess I didn't sell any.
No,
from the conference.
Our people are. Let me. This is the thing I promised about a Sterling Scott. When you wear a Sterling Scott tie, and you don't, and thanks to Alex and the other guys who and it's growing literally. It's getting crazy. In fact, there's an announcement I'll make at the end of this, in addition to your little special thing, sir. But it literally pulls people to you. And I've said this since day one because I started wearing these. I noticed that people that, and yes, I'm Scott Connor, but it just I get a different vibe. People are coming over and they're engaging. And I say that with a Sterling Scott tie, regardless if you use the patented Scott knot, the improved Scott knot 2.0, or some of the cool stuff that Alex and the other guys have come up with, which has blown. Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much. You're even proving the coolness of this. But it's a power. It's an advantage. It's an advantage over every other sucker in the room when you wear a Sterling Scott tie, because people are drawn to you. So if you're out there trying to, be get the attention. I got a guy in Connecticut who works in New York. He just sent me a video, and I'll post it. He sent me a video. He bought one. He bought it. I call them the entry ties, the green label ties. He bought one of those, and within a week, he bought 2 black labels. And he wants more. And he went to a conference like you. And the big bosses from the company came in. And they said, everybody's wearing a purple tie. Everybody has to strip their ties off, no matter who you are, and put on like a Trump tie. Except this guy wearing a Sterling Scott. And he's got pictures of him dancing with the company guys. And they said they wouldn't let him take off this tie. So the CEO, the CFO, the counter, the janitor, whoever was at this thing, and I saw the party, everybody's wearing the same damn tie except a Sterling Scott man. And what I'm getting at is that you have kind of an unfair advantage over anybody else in the room, regardless if you're trying to close a deal, sell a car, get laid, get whatever it is, get numbers, get a drinks. It just draws people to you. So as a caveat, because you need to use that power. And until there's another guy, he's going to post a video, but he said, I believed you, but now I know that you're right. And he works for the Temple University, and he gave a speech at the conventions, and he was in tears. He called me up just in tears. It changed me. I was like, and now I'm in tears. I'm crying like a baby over here. It's okay, man. All right, man. Hey, have you seen Gladiator? Yeah, okay. We're men. But, yeah, it's moving, man. And on that note, yeah, they're kind of pricey, but there's a reason, because they are handmade, they are hand stitched. There's so much work that goes into these. And then the entry level ones, we're going to have some more that are even better than the first. I'm not better, but I'm trying to give as much value. Just squeeze that value in there. Because when you unbox a Sterling Scott box, that value just explodes on you. And I almost lost my train of thought. So, I don't know, the moonshine.
That's good. So now, this unfair advantage that you're talking about,
yes,
I totally agree with it. I totally agree. And even if people don't like it, the thing is, they won't forget that's the guy who wore that. And when you're standing in a group of dudes in suits, and only one of them's wearing one of these, you remember that guy. For better or for worse, you will. And then if you made a good impression, then
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can use that. Okay, wrapping up. Thank you. You brought me right back on track. That's strong. So it literally it's a power that I pray that Sterling Scott men and women, there are women that are buying them now, that they treat this power with respect. I tell you what, you walk in, it's not and that's the thing I was fearful of, is that I don't want this to be the pet rock. I don't want this to be a fad, because it's cool. It just is cool. And thanks to Alex and again the other guys and some of my clients and all of you are Sterling Scott clients, that you were coming up with the new stuff. Alex is the first guy. Thank you, sir. He sent me a photo, and he goes, it's a Sterling Scott original is typically about 5 1/8, it's a little over 5 inches wide, and he took it and folded it in half and started doing all Alex's knots with a Sterling Scott tie. So what? It was amazing what you did, man. I was like, we could do that with my ties? This is so fucking cool, man. I was blown away. Thank you, Alex.
Like a blank canvas.
Well, that's it. That's the other thing. There's so much to talk about this, because this doesn't come along often. You get something, again, it's mass manufactured, and we when times are tough, I get it. But with a Sterling Scott tie, and I mentioned that is because if you go down to the box store and you splurge on a $19 tie off the rack, and it's nice, you got that tie that 10,000, 50,000 other dudes, maybe more, have that same exact tie, and you're gonna wear that tie and then you're gonna go, I'm done. Worn it, 20 times, and I'm done. It goes in the back of the closet. But with a Sterling Scott tie, when you and I got together, I had identified about 18 different ways and looks you can come up with it. And thanks to Alex and, again, the ones that keep coming in, I think we're up to 27 different looks you get with one tie. So let's take that $19 and multiply that times 27. Where's the value?
There it is. And this it won't unstitch or go bad from wear and tear on top of the looks you get.
Yeah, and I'm giving you guys a canvas. Okay, I've used my designer and the entertainer and the artist in me. That's as old as I am. The beard's new. You like the beard? But I'm giving you guys a canvas and the paints, and I'm giving you license and permission to be men. And Alex and I were talking earlier when we first were chatting and getting to know each other, and I had made an observation. In nature, the male species typically is the more beautiful and ornate of the species, correct?
Yeah,
Fish,
I love it.
Animals, lions, birds, usually the male has to be more beautiful than the female because we're dumber, whatever. So my question is, when did we stop that? Honestly, when did we stop going, hey, it's okay to wear a Sterling Scott tie. It's okay to move this knot up, take this around halfway through the day, bring it around, and there's a new tie. Bingo. And bring it back down. I'm going to make it tight. Right? And now it's a different look altogether.
Yeah.
And there you go. When did we lose that? I was watching Mr. Sutherfield with an acquaintance friend of mine. I forget his name. Jeremy Piven's, and they dress so regal. And when did that become bad? When did flip flops in a public place, with cargo shorts at a casino? Okay, I don't know when that happened.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I don't know what happened. You watch Mad Men, people are like, oh, these guys always dress so nice. I mean, they're just going to work. Yeah, they dress nice. Nowadays when I go to work, like it's casual, business casual is like a joke. People wearing jeans. It's not business.
Well, and again, I wear jeans even on the red carpet, and if you see stuff, it's okay. And they don't have to be $200-300 jeans. Half the jeans I own are from Old Navy.
Props to Old Navy. That's a free plug.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it is. But they are. But the thing is, I can go down to, and I have, people don't know this, I can go down to the secondhand store, pick up a jacket for $15, make sure it fits, guys. Don't let it hang on you, okay? Have it taken in, spend the $30, have somebody stitch it up and take it in. Put on a pair of box store jeans, closed-toed shoes. If you put on a Sterling Scott tie, it will change everything. And also the exclusivity. Did you want to tell them about that, or do
I? Well, I'll start. Yeah, this is one of my topics I want to touch on is how these ties are exclusive in that the print runs of any given tie, pattern, color, whatever you want to call it, configuration, is very limited.
Yeah.
So you were saying earlier you buy a off-the-rack tie, you got 50 million of those ties made.
Yep.
And then you got all those people. Your ties are different. They're very limited. At the time when I got, mine, you said there's no more than 50 of each.
Well, yeah, I said...
Of the first of my run.
No, your run's less than that.
Well, even less.
Yeah,
beautiful.
20. Yeah.
But nowadays you kind of upped it up a little bit, but it's still exclusive. What are the numbers now?
Well, look, let me qualify why that is.
Okay.
The first reason I came up with this, because this is so damn cool. It just is, guys. When you get, I swear to you, it's cool. But when you get one, I know, and then this is how the world is. There's going to be yahoos out there who are going to rip it off. They go, I can make one, right?
Okay.
But it's not a Sterling Scott. Why drive? Why drive I don't know. Why drive a Porsche versus a Volkswagen, made by the same company, right? Are they still made? But they were at one time. Porsche and Volkswagen are the same company, same car. One's a Porsche, You get laid. One's a Volkswagen. You go down to the box store. It's all about precedence. And a Sterling Scott tie, because of all that, and because of the limited number, and because they are, each one is numbered, and it comes with a birth certificate is what I call it, certificate of authenticity, that matches that up. And I'm sorry, back up. So when I thought, well, how do I keep people from stealing this and just running with it? And it struck me that if they're numbered and the owner's name and that production number, that tie's number, its ID number, is listed on an open-faced webpage that belongs only to Sterling Scott. You can go right now to sterling-scott.com, and you can see the tie number and the owner's name and their city. And so if you're on a date, you're in a conference, and they see this, and they're like, is that really a Sterling Scott? Because it's synonymous. How many the words? Synonymous?
Synonymous.
Synonymous. Okay. Everybody knows that it's a high quality tie. It's got its own number. It's handmade. It's USA made, and it's a status symbol. It's like wearing a Rolex around your neck.
Yeah, but also few people will have the same tie you have.
Yes, but I'm saying, so you're out, and they're going, yeah, it's a Sterling, and you go, what's your production number? 1341. You don't look like Bill Cosby, and I'm not.
I want to see this. I want to see that happen.
But the byproduct of that is pride, and then the offspring of those two is money. Think about it. 5 years from now, you've got a Sterling Scott tie that's under 10,000, under 5,000. I think we're right up now to I think we just crested 3,000. I think, and then they're all in sequence. So the lower your number, think about it. If you had a Louis Vuitton that was numbered, it was one of the first he made, or the first couple of years,
yeah,
or Ralph Lauren or Halston, you know what that would be worth right now?
Can't even imagine.
I'm thinking the long game.
Yeah.
Sure, I can get these ties made overseas or in Mexico or something like that, and I can probably get these ties made for under $1, probably $1, and I can sell these ties all day long for $19. But I am not putting my name on that. You're wearing one of my ties, you are wearing my name, and I stand behind it. So, all right, next.
That's good. Okay, next, let's talk about how obviously the ties are double-sided.
Yeah.
We can see that. That also gives them a lot of their versatility. But it's not just the differences in style. They're also totally different fabrics.
Typically. I'm not going to say all of them. I mean, I have
sure.
silk, satin. This one's satin and satin.
Satin and satin.
But it's two different types of satin. One's a little thicker and one's a little lighter. Mm-hmm. And typically I'll get my satins, and I'll make sure they're high-grade satins. And then there's silk satin, but then there's chiffon, and then there's charmeuse, and I even use taffeta. I have some taffeta ties. Woo!
I don't even know what that is.
Taffeta is that stuff that chicks. I don't know what I do it now. Forgive me, I'm not demeaning anybody. I'm just an old redneck. But that girls used to, the prom dresses. It's Look.
Google
it up. Taffeta, but it's an amazing material. Who makes a tie out of taffeta?
Nobody,
Who
maybe.
makes a tie out of corduroy?
No, never been done.
Dude.
How about denim?
You challenged me. I heard that. You challenged me. Is there really that? I really got it. I got it right here.
Is it right there?
I got the material. I brought some of the material.
Oh, yeah? Corduroy.
So it has to be very, 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 very thin to work. And I walked through, and if you read the sterling-scott.com page, when I go shop for material, I'm shopping. I'm doing it. And so I will spend a day, 2 days digging through the back rooms. I'm digging. And I found this.
Is that corduroy?
Yes, it is. It is.
That looks nice. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yep.
And you can see it is the coolest. And I paired up this batch with a, I didn't bring it up, with a a satin that looks like it came off John Travolta's shirt from Saturday Night Live. It's that old satin kind of staying alive, right? And so you got this corduroy, right, with a paisley neon pattern on one side. You're like, what's going on? And then the other side is this. It's literally hypnotic. And so together, the contrast is amazing. And then either way, as you know, a Sterling Scott tie doesn't have to be this. It can be all one color.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, yeah, it's crazy. So
yeah, I think the textures and ties. People are like, it's a tie. There's not much texture play going on. I mean, you got your knit ties that I think are kind of making a comeback. But other than that, you got they're just your silk ties or faux silk, whatever they may be. But they're just smooth ties. These, like even this one I'm wearing here, has some texture to it.
That's a cotton jacquard. So you have a cotton. It's cotton with jacquard, and let me explain. So you have to Google it. But jacquard is the pattern is weaved in with the cotton. So it is the cotton. So and print is printed on. And again, guys, I didn't know this 18 months ago or 2 years ago. I mean, I've literally been teaching myself every single day so I can give you guys the best of the best. So with that, it's an amazing material. It is a cotton jacquard, and then the opposite side, when I found that print, that's a print, but that's chiffon, which, from what I understand, somebody's out there's gonna go, you're completely wrong, but I'm telling you, chiffon is pretty much the man-made silk. It's a man-made silk.
Sure.
But it's different than silk. And so that's chiffon, and you're a dude, man, with a dog. I've seen your dog. You got the house in Minnesota, right?
That's right.
Apple Valley rocks. And you're wearing chiffon, dude, and it's cool. It's just cool. There's nothing emasculating about that.
No, I mean,
I'm sorry. So in short, typically they are two different materials. But it's not to say that they're not silk and silk, but they're just different thicknesses. And we, my earlier ones, I got some upholstery stuff. I was trying anything to see what would work, but it's just too thick to do it. Mm-hmm. So now I've got it. After 2 years, I've got it down. I feel confident. I stand behind it. It's good. So I'm sorry.
So while we're on this topic of fabrics, people have asked me a lot of questions. They're like, I went to this guy's website, and he's got some tie on there that's $2,500.
Yeah.
And he says it's made out of extinct silk.
Oh, yeah.
So tell us about this tie.
I knew you. I heard your thing. I thought it was funny. So I came across this. I actually brought up the tie because I knew you were going to challenge.
Let's see it.
I got to take my rings off, right? And I got to put my gloves on. So, so I come across this material. I was like, what? Oh my God! And it is a jacquard. And this jacquard silk was hand loomed in the castle of Versailles. Okay? So there's a loom, apparently, that was in the castle of Versailles. Am I saying it right? Versailles or Versailles? But very famous. And there's no more of it. There's no more of this silk. It's done. It's like there's no more. There's like it can't be made again. What's out there's been out there. They won't ever make it again. But this is, I call it extinct because there was no more left. I got like the last bit.
Okay.
And so that's it. And if you knew what I paid per yard for this, I literally had to call 3 people and say, should I do this? I really want it. I'm like crack with material now. I'm like, I want it all. And I was like, okay, if I've got to make a tie of all ties. So the opposite side of the Sterling Scott tie is I'm gonna get another box. This is if you buy this tie, I'll probably buy you a wood box, a custom box.
Nice. So this is a double black label.
Double black label, and I'll tell you why. So then, the box, and there it is.
Nice.
Then I'll take it out of the box. So the opposite side of this tie is a sheer paisley metallic silk from Italy. So the body of the silk is from France, from the Castle of Versailles. And then the other side is, let's start with the extinct stuff. And I'm going to have to stand up here. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that crazy? You see those flowers in there?
Yeah, it looks
That's
great.
metallic. It is gorgeous, right? So, and then the opposite side is a sheer silk. On a Sterling Scott, what I used to do is I used to hand stitch in Roman numerals, tie 1 through I think 300, and I stopped it because that was taking way too much time. But on a Sterling Scott tie, on this one, your production number is hand stitched.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I'll tell you. Let's give him a quiz, kids. All right. Let's see how smart Alex is. It's 1,227. So this is the 1,227th tie that's been created, and it's hand stitched. So all of this work goes in here with the Extinctive.
Now, if they use my promo code, can they still buy that one?
Yes. I wait.
There you go, guys.
Wait.
Have a drink.
Wait. Ask me again.
We got
yeah.
See that, guys? That's 33% off. That's a potential savings of over $700. So basically, you can't afford not to buy the double black label tie.
Oh man. All right. You know what? I'm a man of my word. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Well, let's introduce our giveaway. So I've done giveaways in the past, and they've been successful. And I asked Scott here about doing a giveaway, which involves him, of course, giving away a tie. And he was gracious enough to agree. So one of my Facebook page fans, one of you guys watching, will be able to win free a Sterling Scott tie.
Oh my God! How are we going to do that?
Well, here's what you got to do this time. You got to take a photograph of yourself dressed in your most, awesome outfit to go out on a party night. Not like a frat boy party, though, like a really regal party. Pretend it's like a red carpet party.
Like you're hanging out with Scott.
Like you're hanging out with Scott. And then also in it, have a sign that says, at Sterling Scott, XO, and agree or die.
Yeah.
So I know you're not just using a photo from a party you went to some back in the day. There's got to be a fresh photo. You got to put it together. I mean, the value is here. You're getting a pretty expensive tie, handmade.
Yeah.
So put in some effort. Scott is going to pick the winner himself. So he will be choosing who the winner is. Yep. All the photos will be in the comments section of the Facebook post, which I'll make, and all the information will be in the description below with a link and everything.
Yep.
So dress up, get your friends together, get a little sign made, and you could be winning we don't know what label yet. We'll figure that out.
It'll be no. It's obviously a black label.
Black label. So that's.
Here's the deal. I take care of the Sterling Scott family. So, and because Alex is just literally leading the charge in literally bringing what a man should be. You know, they should take pride in themselves because we are, and I'm not discounting, two mommies in the family. I'm just saying that we are the lions, man, and we should start dressing like it. So, thank you, Alex. But yes, so I will do something kick-ass. I'll do something for this promo, a black label tie. I will personally create that tie, and fuck it, let's do it.
So yeah, I mean, I thanks a lot for your time.
Oh.
And coming to talk to me and my viewers. Thanks for the promo code is, great. 33% is a ton, and if you can make yourselves $700 by buying double black label tie, 33% off.
Are you doing the math? Really?
Well,
oh, man. Oh, dude, I don't know. That's wow.
30% of 1,000 is 300. So.
Oh Jesus, mother! What did I just commit to? Oh.
So guys, hey, get in there.
Dude, you're using this.
It's abuse.
Oh man. Okay. You know what?
You're gonna have to just make another one.
Alex, let's give a hand. Everybody, right now. Let's give my hand. Yeah. I know you're at home. No, really, get off the beanbag. Right, really.
Well, I'm not wearing pants, so.
I'm talking about the audience who's watching us right now. There's a guy in a beanbag eating Fritos,
in a beanbag,
watching this stuff, and he's thinking maybe I should get one. Yeah. You should get one.
You should get one.
It will change the way you feel about yourself.
So get in on the giveaway. Get a photo done. Get a little sign. Sterling Scott XO.
XO. Yep. That's my Twitter.
That's Scott's Twitter. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment them in. I'll make sure that Scott gets answers for you. You know, we talk. So you want to know something, you want to know kind of if you can, whatever questions you can think of, go ahead. Ask them. They're all hand-tied, so there's a little bow in the boxes, and the bow is hand-tied, and there's a tag on them. And I kind of want to show you some stuff. I was going to show the unboxing, but it took so long for me to open them that, you know, I was like fumbling like an idiot with the knots. They come with, you know, like this cool-looking kind of tag, this kind of vintage, real warehouse tag. There's a Sterling Scott kind of a stamp on it, which you can't really see, but it's there. It's like a starburst with a pyramid in it. Every tie